Just adjusting the mic. Camera. Hello, YouTube. It's RJ the West here. My friend last time you see. Welcome back to another GTA Online daily live stream. My friend and I are just getting ready to do one of my custom missions, the newest one yet. Can you hear the music or no?
No.
It's just suddenly got louder. That's why I asked.
It's very faint, but I can hear it.
But as long as, yeah. Damn it! It's one of those songs. One of the loud ones. If it gets any lower, I probably could just move the pillow. Adjust my chair. And everything's all worn in. In the future, we'll have like advanced memory foam space age technology where chairs and beds stuff just never get worn in. Charge the other phone real quick. Yeah. All right. I made it to where we are in our respective vehicles again. You are up against a surplus amount of ground units, small amount of air units. Charge forth, my brother! Oh! Ew, we kissed in combat. Ah! No! No! I'm gonna die! No!
Oh, you died alone.
This is just what I wanted. I am so glad I got the formula right for this one. Right amount of enemies, ground units, just a small number of helicopters to deal with. Although I haven't seen them really using missiles yet. You do have one boss helicopter, although I can't not override them. So you actually you'll lock onto them though. But I never gave it a health bar, if I remember that. I'm gonna put my vehicle away before it explodes.
Are we too late?
Nope, I already put it away. Did you just get shot out?
No, I got blew up.
Oh, I was mistaking you for the other guy next to me. Oh, that's the boss. And no, I do have the car tracker. Ow, ow, ow. Just wait till the next battle. The final escalation. How can I escalate from this? Easy. Look at those contested skies. About to down some helicopters.
For now.
Are you expecting what happened last time?
Well, never know.
I made it to where the helicopter's respawn timer is 30 seconds. Gracie, You wanna come up here? Oh, I'm actually targeting the boss right now. Oh, and the boss went down. It's been a while since you got to see up on camera, huh, baby? Ah! Ah! Oh! Yeah! Giddy, 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 giddy. Boop, 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 boop. Who's got a button nose? Who's got a button nose? And you got poofy cheeks. My baby's got poofy cheeks. I see the boss as a red skull now. I see the boss as a red skull now. A lot less dangerous than she is before. Driving in my Ruiner 2000. God damn it, since I've started making that music, it's like now I have like poetry book. Now I'm actually like I said, my brain has been rewired and I might actually get better at writing poetry now. Or I could just ask my sister to write something and then I could just type it over and...
Or do it yourself.
Yeah. It's so good and tested. That's right, we're laying siege on the Epsilon program. Oh! No!
The boss's helicopter is just sitting there. Not even in the air.
It's grounded.
Yeah, I know, so I just said it's just sitting there.
Yeah, the boss is probably on foot then.
We should forgot to give her a spawn point for her helicopter.
Probably. Let's find out. That's weird. I'm gonna leave it alone though. I probably could have lowered our health just a tad.
I think it's pretty low as it is.
Well, I wanted to make it low on purpose so we can actually die. I don't want us feeling like Warframes now. This ain't no power fantasy.
Can be.
I don't want to make it a power fantasy. It's not easy doing the perfect balance for missions like these. I noticed that one of our allies' ruiners is upside down. Gracie looks so stone-faced on the camera. Aww, who's a hungry baby? Yes. Stop. Are you kidding me? Look.
Yeah, I've seen it done that a couple times.
Ah.
Spinning out.
You do get spun out. What you could do is, since you're in your ruiner, jump up and then hit your parachute and it would stabilize you. I actually I've spent so many hours in the ruiner that You can take full advantage of that. Oh. I wonder, did I not set the... Alright, I'm gonna blow up that helicopter instead. Ah. Parachute won't come out because it keeps getting shot.
Oh.
That is so weird that the boss won't respawn. I mean,
Did you might have forgot to put her for spawning in the helicopter.
probably it could have been
And
an
I
oversight.
the battlefield either on
Well,
foot
she's
anywhere.
registered. Well, the boss is registered as a red skull throughout the map. So when she's not,
The helicopter is registered as the Red Skull, not her.
well, she and the helicopter are both registered as a red skull. But the problem is,
I only see the helicopter as the Red
that's what I'm
Skull.
seeing too. So I'm thinking either she did not respawn. All right, now we both know that the Ignises are respawning. I'm also a little disappointed that we're not actually getting hit with missiles either.
And they're just using machine guns.
Yeah, they're only using machine guns, and that's annoying because the whole idea, like, I was actually gonna give them jets, dude. I was actually gonna give them the Hydra, but I chose against it because, well, how many helicopters? Okay, we have 2 helicopters. Where's the other helicopter? I don't even see the other allied helicopter. I see a blue dot though. I'm gonna head over there before I explode. Are you kidding me?
Are they stupid?
The Lost 69s really are lost. Really? Really? Shut up. Shut up. What? Why? They're not even showing up as a on the radar. What the hell? Literally watch them just fly away as soon as I get up there. How about that? I solved the problem by trying to intervene and, you know, whatever. Oh. Extra squishies for Gracie. Who's a soft, squishy, fluffy fur, baby?
Looks like the Ruiners stopped spawning.
Did they?
Oh, I see one. Okay, now they're starting to respawn. They stopped spawning for a little bit, and then all of a sudden they just started up again.
Like I said, I wanted to dial back the chase units, respawn timer, because obviously, I mean, That is weird that the NPC, they're not respawning in there. Oof. Yeah, I'm not seeing our allies respawning in their vehicles either. What the hell went wrong?
There's a random blue dot over here.
That random blue dot is a helicopter. I don't know why, but it's not registered as a helicopter. I thought I actually put Healy registered on both vehicles, aircraft. But for some reason, it's not. Is it grounded again?
I think they're on the roof of the building. The way it looks, it kind of looks like they're on the roof of the building. They're like right on the roof of the movie theater.
Yep.
The way it looks to me.
Ah. Oh my god, no, I'm not gonna get stuck here. Ah, they shot my parachute off. I will say the results are not up to my expectations. Mixed. What?
I was gonna say they're mixed.
They are mixed. There's the helicopter, the allied one anyway. They're just... I will admit, I noticed that they're not as protective as the Valkyries are.
They're acting weird.
I can tell that's you because you're the only one driving the Runa right now. Oh. Oh god, are we really stuck to fighting chase units again? Oh, I don't want to fight only chase units.
Oh, it's better than not fighting anything at all.
Oh, that's true.
If we didn't have chase units in here, we hadn't thought them to fight.
That's actually another thing I was worried about. Like, the chase units kind of act like a failsafe when it comes to the consistency of the combat. I'm just happy that I made the Ignises at least able to take 2 missiles before exploding. But you should have seen what I was also going to use for the chase units. I was going to use the Insurgent pickup, and it was... No, I'm not using the Insurgent pickup. When we're in Runers, we will die fighting them. Literally, they tank up to 5 missiles on average. And having them as a chase unit just makes them even more dangerous. I'm kind of curious about something. Cover me.
This isn't Warframe. I can't cover you.
I'm gonna do something stupid.
You taking the boss's helicopter?
I'm trying something. I'm gonna... Alright, I need to blow up my car. There we go. Oh, I forgot how loud the Kanata is. Okay, now I'm seeing both helicopters are now registered as helicopters. Alright, I'm gonna head back to my vehicle. Gunfight. This is a very tanky helicopter. I made it super tanky on purpose. Okay, there's my vehicle. It's down there. By the way, am I registered as a Red Skull?
Yeah.
Am I really? Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Alright. Whoa! Oh my god, that caused you to blow up by accident, didn't I?
That was a helicopter shooting
No,
at me.
I landed on top of you and you shot a missile directly hitting me and killed you.
No, the helicopter blew me up.
I'm just glad we're actually fighting ground units, but at the same time, like, where is everybody? Like, where are all our allies? We had like a whole...
Gone.
Well, here's the thing. The two helicopters that we actually have for our allies, I need to bring them back over here. Like, what the hell are they doing? And where are our Ruiner allies? They're not in their Ruiners.
They're gone. They don't exist.
Well, I remember I had everyone set to respawn. Again, it was probably an oversight. Alright, I'm gonna head to one of the allied helicopters. Oh my god, dude, this thing has such bad oversteering. Ouchie. I don't think I see the other helicopter. It's moving around. Where are you? Oh, you're up high. You're really up high. This is just sad. I literally just let them kill me on purpose. I need to respawn my car anyway. So our allied helicopters are flying almost out of away. Our allied cars are not showing up. The boss never showed up. The enemy boss helicopter, who is supposed to be our...
Isn't this great? Isn't it? Isn't it great? It's perfect.
I was excited at first, but then it's like, I don't know what went wrong.
Everything. Everything went wrong. Spawn kill him. This one's extra tanky.
Well, they're all the same health. They should all have copy paste health.
Except for that one.
Well, I originally gave the boss a reinforced Ignis, but I got rid of that Ignis.
Don't you love spawn killing?
It still hurt. Oof. Oh, you died again. Did we ever use... Yeah, we did use your allies against the FGP, didn't we?
Don't know.
We did. And they got wiped out by the FGB. The FGB is stronger than your allies. Technically speaking, they're stronger due to their overwhelming firepower. Just waiting until my pad turns off. Well, at least we're getting some combat consistency, even if it is in the form of helicopter chase units most of the time. Oh! Yeah, Gracie was over there by the entertainment center rubbing her face on the side. And there's like a jar of her cat hair that I've been collecting to use as fertilizer for her gardening later this year. And she tipped it over. She likes the smell of her own fur for some reason.
You do know fur doesn't degrade, right?
It does. It acts as fertilizer.
Fur
Cat
does
hair,
not degrade.
It does decay.
It's coarse.
You have to mix
too
it
coarse.
in. Oh my god, they're taking chunks out of my health. They're still a threat. I'm just more or less satisfied that the Ignises are actually more of a... They're not a nuisance per se, but they're actually a moderate threat. And I actually found a way to actually make them tank at least 2 missiles before killing them, which I think is fair. Because if you're able to one-shot them every time, you know, I could have also made it to where you couldn't lock on to any of them. I probably should have, because you don't technically need to lock on to them to kill them all the time. Yeah, it's literally just the 2 of us now. Damn it. So how's your day? How damaged is your car?
Past half.
Uh,
I'd just sit here and let the helicopter shoot me.
yeah, I might as well. Fuck it. Can't do anything else really in this mission. I should spend more. Like, it could have just been an oversight. I kind of sort of brought the formula down to around an hour of game time. But I feel, okay, mission's gonna end soon.
Are we winning yet?
Oh, we've been winning.
A lot of bullets raining down from the sky.
Yeah. I don't think the chase units could be the cause of it either, but it is possible that they could be. I have noticed that. Alright, here's the thing. I gave the chase units like a 30-second respawn timer.
What's the highest you can give them?
Probably like a minute. But you don't need to give them a minute. Like, NPCs should start respawning the moment the chase units are killed.
They don't, though. That's the thing. Are you winning, son? We did it. Yay. Just sitting there, spawn killing. That's all you can do at this point.
It
Just sit
actually,
there and spawn kill.
yeah, it kind of sucks though, but. Well, I'll tell you this
Once
though.
once
The day.
everything just quits spawning, it's all you basically can do is just sit there and just kill until it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, at least I'm making the best of it though. I mean, I'm not saying it was incredibly disappointing. I've made more disappointing missions before. Oh, I'm by myself.
Invite.
Yep.
If you want, we can start slowing down right now if you want.
Hmm.
And just do the bunker and start doing the bunker and the acid lab tomorrow. Just put that in our rotations. That's up to you.
Well, you said you want to reach your money limit to 20 mil, right?
Well, I can do that just by doing the bunker and acid lab too.
That's true. I mean, the bulk of the money that you make is exactly from those two particular businesses. You don't have no biker missions either, so those aren't going to be worth doing. You don't want to go wasting your money spending on that either, so. Did you get the invite? Or are you still on loading screen?
I just got out of loading screen.
Yeah. I think so far of the 3 missions I made for the Epsilon campaign, that the first one I made is the best one, simply due to the fact that it was a full-blown firefight, infantry only firefight. I mean, I probably could have, dialed it back down and not made it so vehicular and more like a hybrid between vehicular, like we could do like half infantry and half like vehicles. Could have done that. My newest song is called "The Dragon Strikes."
Mm.
And yes, it is based off of your faction fighting the Triads, and it sounds awesome. Man, I do like writing customized lyrics for songs now. Sometimes I have to actually stop myself from even thinking about writing a new song. Like, for example, lore accurate Limbo and Sevagoth versus the Straw Hat Pirates in the form of a song in pirate metal. That right there sounds badass. I'm like, ugh. Ugh. It's funny that it's still wet. Because it rained in the mission.
Hmm.
Let's go to the subway.
You're
Meet you
making
down
splash.
there.
You're making splashies.
Yes.
So am
Right.
I.
Hmm? Oh, those hands. Those hands.
Those hands like they're like blonde to frickin' Skeletor.
Yeah. The hands. The hands and feet are like.
$8 for coffee.
Why do you think I wear gloves most of the time?
$8 for coffee. It's more money than that now.
Yeah, judging for today's inflation, I bet it's like 15 or $18 for a cup of
I'm gonna
coffee. I
say
could be
probably.
wrong.
I would say probably around $10 to $11
Mm.
for coffee. Going
This
to the
is
teens might be stretching it.
this might be the most fanciest way of saying the word douche. Let it rain.
Imagine it said douche, let it ride.
Yeah, that would be cool. We remember the game, the game of the GTO. Oh my god! You'll get my phone. Don't you dare do it, Gracie. You're
Uh,
not taking my chair. What happened?
I just jumped off the escalator.
Oh, yeah. What? No, what?
I jumped off the escalator.
There's an escalator.
Yes. If you, well, kinda. It's a stairs. It's stairs that look like escalators. We could ride the train for a little bit, or a trolley,
Oh,
I
that's
should
actually
say.
the train.
Well,
Oh
it's more
yeah,
of a
that.
trolley. It's more of a trolley than a train.
Oh wait, it's this way. Yeah, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. We'll do that.
I wouldn't really call it a train. I was more of a trolley.
Actually, a trolley is more doesn't go in tunnels as far as I know, but
No, the way it looks, it doesn't look like a train. It looks like a trolley.
it does kind of look like a trolley.
There's no one down here.
I noticed that. Here comes the train. The other way.
Yeah, I can
That's
see that. Come back.
you know, in real life, that train would probably be like all the way up to the station.
Let me in, damn it.
Yeah, we haven't done this in years.
We done the 5-star in here before.
Did it actually cancel out when we went to the subway station though?
Um, I don't remember. I know we done on the other train too. You know, the big giant train.
Yeah.
And we actually passed it. because we need to set helicopters to focus on. You gonna do a thought experiment?
Yep, I'm doing it right now. In this fictional scenario, what if lore-accurate Limbo and Sevagoth from Warframe were to fight the Straw Hat Pirates from One Piece? Who do you think's gonna win? In a lore-accurate showdown between Limbo and Sevagoth versus the Straw Hat Pirates, the battle quickly moves from a typical brawl to a high-stakes conception. Oh, you know what? Well, I didn't specify plot armor or anything. While the Straw Hats are immensely powerful, the Warframes bring abilities that bypass traditional durability, dealing in spatial manipulation, dimensional banishment, and soul harvesting. Here's how the battle would likely unfold. The opening move, Dimension Overload. Limbo's play. Lore-accurate Limbo is a master of the Rift plane, capable of pulling any target into the pocket dimension where he is a god. He can cast his Cataclysm, a massive dome that overlaps the material world with his own. Basically, it's like an overlay. Sevagoth's play. Sevagoth unleashes his shadows, creating a second entity, while the mainframe initiates Gloom, a massive AoE that slows the pirates to a crawl. Straw Hat reaction. Luffy at Gear 5, Zoro, and Sanji would likely notice the change in reality immediately due to advanced observation hacking. But they would struggle to attack Limbo, who is not on their plane. The battle of capabilities. Invulnerability versus Haki. While inside the rift, Limbo is generally untouchable unless the Straw Hats can figure out how to project Haki into the rift, which is unlikely. And it's also, because it is a different dimension, they cannot hit him. Sevagoth the Reaper. Sevagoth feeds on souls. He can target biological functions, bypassing armor and shields with true damage. The Monster Trio strategy. Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji are fast enough to potentially strike Sevagoth before his shadow acts, but Gloom's 95% slow is a severe counter to their speed-based combat. They'll probably start bitching and crying like, why are we feeling so slow? Limbo versus Nami, Usopp, and Frankie. Limbo can isolate the non-Haki users by putting them in the rift. Without a way to escape it, they are essentially trapped. Sevagoth versus Zoro and Sanji. Sevagoth's shadow is invulnerable to conventional damage and can grab, drag, and consume souls. This is a brutal fight, but if Sevagoth's armor is damaged, Zoro could potentially destroy him. Limbo versus Luffy at Gear 5. Luffy's toon physics might allow him to interact with the rift, but Limbo could simply force the battle into a purely mental mathematical space, which is literally Limbo's home ground. The final outcome. Warframes win. Via technically. If the Straw Hat Pirates cannot break the Cataclysm, they lose by being forced into the Rift Plane where Limbo can isolate them and break their teamwork, making them vulnerable to Sevagoth's soul harvest. Why Limbo and Sevagoth wins? Lore-accurate Warframes are designed for and excel at fighting against vastly superior numbers and power levels. The Orokin, the Sentients, even themselves. By using unique void powers. Why the Straw Hat Pirates can possibly win. If Luffy uses Advanced Conqueror's Haki to stun or destroy the Warframes before they can set up their God mode, Limbo's Rift, Sevagoth's Shadow, the Straw Hats could take it. However, in a no plot armor scenario, Limbo's mastery of the Rift makes him practically untouchable by anyone without interdimensional capabilities. In other words, Limbo and Sevagoth win. Alright. Who do you want? What two Warframes do you want to fight Straw Hats?
We'll start with Varuna for the first one, and
Varuna Prime or Varuna?
Varuna Prime, and what the hell's her name?
Oraxia?
No,
Korra?
no,
Valkyr?
no.
Oh, you don't want Valkyr?
I
They would
don't
be
play
like
her. I don't play her on that often, so I can't exactly
Zephyr?
remember her name. No, it's the clown chick.
Oh,
The
Folly?
no, the other clown chick.
Mirage?
Jester.
The Mirage.
Yeah, yeah, Mirage.
Never used Mirage yet. In this fictional scenario, what if Lorak, Varuna Prime, and Mirage from Warframe were to fight the Straw Hat Pirate? Now, I'm going to make sure plot armor and gag armor is disabled, and it is a fight to the death. Let's go, people. Click. This fictional no plot armor fight to the death scenario between Lorak, Varuna Prime, and Mirage versus the Straw Hat Pirates results in a high-speed, lethal clash where the Warframe's ability to survive and persist gives them a massive edge. Without gag armor, the Straw Hat Pirates are mortal. Without plot armor, they cannot rely on surviving impossible scenarios. The combatants. Varuna Prime, Lorak, an apex predator and pack leader. She is fused with her four wolf companions through the continuity ritual, gaining immense speed, status immunity, and the ability to cheat death. She is a melee status specialist. Mirage. Lorak, a master of light and shadow and the ultimate trickster, she can create invincible destructive holograms. Her lore implies high sentience and speed, capable of soloing large numbers of foes. Straw Hat Pirates, pre-death, no plot armor. Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Usopp, Chopper, Robin, Frankie, Brook, and Jimby. Let's see. Speed and initial engagement. Lorak Warframes are terrifyingly fast, often described as wall-running blurs that deflect bullets. Mirage's Hall of Mirrors instantly creates multiple targets, confusing the Straw Hats. Varuna Prime can instantly become invincible. The Hazard. Zoro and Sanji likely react, but Mirage's ability to create distracting, invulnerable illusions means they might attack fakes while Varuna closes the distance to turn Nami, Usopp, or Robin into instant status-affecting casualties. In other words, those Straws, they would immediately get killed by Varuna Prime, dude. I'm already seeing. Picture this in your head, guys. Just picture this in your head. Usopp is the first one to go. Varuna Prime tackles him to the ground and just pulls his arms off, and then just pulls his guts out. Then he goes after Nami, who basically is an easier kill. She basically rips her head and throat completely out, instantly killing her. Then Robin. Robin sees her, but the problem is, by the time Robin sees her, she's already been tackled, and her ability with the petals do not save her. Let's see. Offense versus durability. Varuna Prime specializes in status effects. I'm going to turn my pad on. If she hits a pirate with Fangs of Rakish, she inflicts multiple status effects, and she can spread it to others. So when she actually hits, like, say, Zoro or Sanji, most likely, and they're tanky enough to actually take her hits, but at the same time, they're going to be spreading, like, some kind of plague, like a disease or a plague to their buddies. Without plot armor, Sanji's exoskeleton or Zoro's endurance can only hold for so long against molecular level slash damage. Mirage is light and shadow. Mirage, if she's exposed to the shadow, she's nearly immune to damage, but in the light, her damage is amplified through equips. But that's just through lore, though. But most likely, they're going to be fighting them during the day in broad daylight. I'm picturing it in my head, and like, the crucial turning point, survival mechanics. Varuna can cheat death. Veruna can simply command Ulfron to guard her. If she takes fatal damage, the wolf dies in her place, triggering invulnerability. The Warframe energy. Warframes can operate almost indefinitely, unlike pirates who can actually get tired. One big advantage that Warframes have is infinite stamina. They can go for literally as long as their bodies can do it. They can fight. Straw Hat weaknesses. Luffy cannot swim, and his reliance on hockey won't automatically stop the 100% status chance bleed effect from. And remember, if you guys seen the show One Piece, Luffy's primary weakness is Slash, which has been stated in that episode where that light. I completely forgot their names because it's been years since I've seen that show. But you got that dumbass lightning guy who figured out his weakness, and well, let's see. The likely outcome: Warframe victory. Without plot armor, the Straw Hats face two unkillable killers that don't need to breathe, rest, or worry about conventional damage. Mirage manages to confuse the crew using sleight of hand to turn ship objects into explosives, effectively taking out Frankie and Usopp. Ooh. Varuna Prime engages Zoro or Sanji in melee combat, using Shrouded Demara to remain undetected, striking with 100% critical chance. Luffy, while fighting, would eventually get overwhelmed by the sheer pace and number of Mirage's illusions. Hall of Mirrors combined with Varuna's pack attacks. Why the pirates lose? Without plot armor, the sheer speed and the never-die nature of Warframes allow them to outlast the pirates, eventually landing fatal hits through status procs like Bleed and Viral that ignore high defense. Oh man. Picture what is in your head between Varuna Prime versus Luffy in a one-on-one fight to the death.
Luffy will get his ass kicked.
Well, you have YouTube creator. Make a picture about it.
No.
Varuna Prime fighting Luffy from One Piece. Oh, Varuna Prime from Warframe. Varuna Prime would easily destroy Luffy, dude. Kind of sad, really. When you spend how many episodes watching that show and you build trust and you like that character, Luffy. Oh my god! Oh my god, dude! It looks so stupid. Varuna Prime looks like a golden werewolf and she's literally about to slash Luffy while he's in Full Metal Gear and... Dude, you have to see it. It's so stupid. No, I'm not even gonna look at. I'm not even. It's like it. This looks so stupid, dude.
Make another one.
I'm going
to. Power of using AI is you can remake it multiple times until you hit your limit. Anyways.
Varuna. Wait, hold on. Let me do a comma. Varuna is using her claws as she attacks Luffy. The hell? What just happened?
What?
I heard someone.
People screaming.
Oh my god! Some dumbass was in the middle of the track.
Why? I guess they had a death wish. I guess.
Okay, no, that's a much better picture. In this picture, Luffy's using hockey. He's using that armor hockey. It actually looks cool. And here's the thing: Varuna hits his arm when it actually went hockey mode. That actually looks cool. Oh, wow, it suddenly got dark in there.
That's because we're in the tunnel.
You gotta embrace modern day technology. Oh, here's a picture you sent me earlier. The orcs fighting Grenier, right? The Grenier
Yeah,
versus. Oh my god, I
it's
never got to
Grineer
see it
versus
till now.
Orcs.
Oh shit, dude, that looks sick. Oh my god, yeah, in the middle, you have like literally one of the Grenier Lancers like going like melee combat with one of the orcs by like parrying one of his attacks. Dude, I think a war between the orcs and the Grenier would be awesome. I think the orcs would win though. Oh wait, I actually forgot what I was gonna do. No, not what. I don't need that.
Oh yeah, I know the guy there.
Okay,
I get the special treatment, you know.
here.
Well, I'm like crazy busy with all these meetings with venture capitalists these days. Fucking assholes.
Send a
Tell you what, let
disappearing
me think
message.
about it
I,
and get
I
back
don't
to you,
need
all
to
right?
send a disappearing message.
But if they legalize drugs, how else will I rebel against the government and my day?
Hmm.
Alright, let's find out who would win between the Grenier. I just have a feeling that the Grenier would lose. Lore accurate Grenier Empire from Warframe were to go to total war with the orcs from Warhammer 40k. In this fictional scenario, what if lore accurate Grenier Empire, what if the Lorac going to go to okay. This scenario pits two of the most relentless industrial and populist forces from their respective universes against each other in a total war scenario. Based on lore, the Grenier Empire from Warframe is a heavily armored, unified, and technologically advanced, though crude and a clone empire focused on dominating the origin system. The orcs are from Warhammer 40k are a fungus-based, Antarctic, and Wog-driven species that grows in strength and numbers with every conflict. Here is how a total lore-accurate war scenario between them would likely unfold. Ground warfare: the clones versus the Green Tide. Here's actually where I kind of start realizing what's going to happen. The initial shock. The Grenier have an advantage in early game tactical cohesion. Standard Grenier troopers and lancers are heavily armored, highly disciplined, and utilize sophisticated cybernetics compared to average orcs. Adaptation versus evolution. If the orcs are not immediately destroyed, they become a threat. The orcs' ability to rapidly adapt, build mech weaponry, and grow in size based on the strength and the WAG, meaning that long term they will overcome the Grenier's technical advantage. Attrition. The Grenier thrive on attrition, throwing endless waves of clones. However, orcs produce their own troops organically from fungal spores. If a single dead orc spreads thousands of spores, making planet-wide exterminations difficult. Elite units. Elite Grenier like the Bombards and Nightwatch Corps are highly effective, but they would be matched by Orc Knobs and War Bosses, especially if a massive WOG is triggered. Space Warfare. Galleons versus Volks. Firepower. The Grenier Navy consists of massive galleons which are technologically advanced and possess superior range compared to the Orc ships. The Fomerian threat. The Baylor Fomerians. A massive space station ship capable of destroying planets. And a major asset able it is a major asset able to destroy Orc fleets at range. Orc ramming tactics. Orcs don't fight conventionally in space. They use rocks, hollowed out asteroids to ram enemy ships and board them, ignoring conventional damage. The outcome. While Grenier ships are superior, the Orcs' sheer mass and ramshackle resilience could allow them to board and take over galleons through sheer overwhelming force. Key factors in WOG physics. The power of belief. The orc Gist psychic field means they can believe in their ramshackle tanks work. If they work, they work. If they believe their yellow guns shoot harder, they do. This makes them unpredictable for their logical cybernetic Grineer. Kuva Liches versus War Bosses. The Grineer's trump card is the Kuva Lich, an immortal, high-ranking super soldier capable of using adapted Warframe abilities. They would be required to handle. They would literally be required to handle major orky war bosses. The spore problem. The Grineer's biggest challenge is the orc's reproductive method. If the Grineer do not completely sterilize a planet with heat-based weaponry, napalm, scorches, the orcs will return faster than they can be killed. Yep, I kind of figured this is what the outcome was going to be like. In the short term, the Grineer would win through superior armor, disciplined tactics, and the power of the Fomerian fleet. The Grineer would secure immediate space superiority and decimate early orc infestations. In the long term, orc victory. If the Grineer cannot end the war quickly, they lose. The orcs are built for unending war, and their numbers, adaptability, and spore-based reproduction means that every Grineer soldier killed is a wasted clone, while every orc killed results in more orcs. In the WoG scales, if the WoG scales, the orcs will eventually overrun the Grineer's logistics. I kind of thought that would be the case.
Who wins?
Basically, here's the thing: if the Grineer are able to learn, I think personally it could go both ways. But I would say slightly leaning toward the Grineer if they're smart enough. If the Grineer actually could see how they would be able to permanently put down the orcs, if they start using incendiary weaponry more often.
Depends what race is smarter than the other.
Well, they're both more or less adapting, but you got to remember that the Grineer are not stupid. They're not stupid. I mean, for God's sakes, they're basically on par with Warframes. All right, let me see. All right.
Well, some of them are.
In this case, the Grineer learn to use incendiary weapons to sterilize
Dad, I seriously cannot be
the
dealing
orcs.
with right now.
Come on.
Yep. Alright, I'm adding an extra prompt in this war.
Hola, recessione.
In a total war scenario where Lorak Grineer Empire
Okay, gonna cost a little. I know
decaying endless army of clones faces the Warhammer 40k orcs. The introducing of mandatory incendiary weapons changes the dynamic from a battle of attrition to a brutal ecosystem management conflict. While the Grineer are massive, they generally struggle against high-tier technology and are heavily dependent on railjack and combat ships for orbital control. However, their ability to create nearly infinite fodder makes them a formidable foe. The initial contact and the scrub strategy. Orc spores. When an orc dies, it releases spores that grow into more orcs, making them impossible to fully eradicate without total planetary sterilization. Grineer strategy. The Grineer, led by the Twin Queens, would initially be overwhelmed by the orcs' sheer enthusiasm for melee combat. However, upon discovering the fungal reproduction or receiving orders from the Queens, they would pivot to using weapons like the Ignis or specialized Grineer flamethrowers to scrub the battlefield. Sterilization success. Using incinerators, the Grineer would destroy most spores, similar to how Imperial Guard veterans handle infestations, reducing the regrowth rate significantly. Attrition and resource war. Grineer strength. Infinite clones. The Grineer reproduce rapidly via cloning, outnumbering the orcs in the origin system by 25 to 1 to 100 to 1. They don't mind sacrificing millions to incinerate a single patch of spores. Orc adaptability. If the orcs cannot reproduce, they become feral orcs. However, orcs are naturally attuned to fighting. The harder the Grineer push, the tougher and smarter the orcs become. producing mech boys to build weapons designed to kill clones. Environmental impact. To win, the Grineer would have to scorch entire planets, destroying all plant life and making them uninhabitable for themselves, which aligns with their lore of not caring about the environment. If the key turning points, if the Grineer control space, they win. They can deploy Fomerian warships to incinerate large swaths of planets from orbit. If the Orcs hold ground, they win. If the Grineer cannot maintain constant incineration, the remaining spores will grow back, leading to a decade-long conflict. The Queen factor. If the Grineer Queens are cunning survivors. If they recognize the Orc Wog, the psychic field, as a form of Kuva, they might attempt to siphon it to prolong their own mortality. Verdict. With strict, disciplined use of incinerators, and the Grineer could sterilize the Orcs, but it would take decades to render the war-torn planet or planets a barren wasteland. It's a periodic victory for the Empire. But in other words, the Grineer would actually win if they figured out... Like, this actually makes sense, because you also gotta remember, you gotta put Kuva Liches in there, and some of those Kuva Liches are actually quite fire-based. So they could actually spawn, like, a large number. You know what? I'm gonna do that.
Well, you also got the Xmas units that create the fire AoE too.
The Grineer are deploying large numbers of fire Xmas units and fire-based Kuva Liches. Alright, we're going to put the Orcs down for sure without a periodic victory. In a total war scenario between the lore-accurate Grineer Empire, the Orcs' utilization of high-temperature incinerators, fire-based Xmas units, and Kuva Liches fundamentally alters the traditional meat grinder battle, forcing the Orcs into a defensive war of attrition they rarely experience. Basically, on the surface, the Orcs are going to get their asses kicked. Like, the Grineer are not pushovers. I'm definitely giving them strategy. I'm basically giving them the perfect logistics here. You gotta remember, know your enemy. However, the outcome remains unnuanced, balancing Grineer discipline against Orc biology and reality-bending technology. Effectiveness of Grineer fire tactics, the sterilization strategy. The Grineer's focus on incineration is their strongest asset in this scenario. Spores and fungi. Orcs reproduce through spores released upon death. Regular combat usually scatters these, resulting in a fresh wog later. Widespread intense fire from Ignis-wielding heavy units and fire-based Xmas units like Arson Xmas burns these spores, preventing reproduction in the areas. Regeneration handling. Flamers and incinerators are canonically effective against Orcs because they bypass natural regenerative abilities. The burned reality. If the Grineer adopt a scorched earth policy, burning every dead Orc into the ground they stood on, they can drastically reduce the replenishment rate of an Orc army. The role of Kuva Liches. Direct-based fire Kuva Liches act as the ultimate spearhead. Immortality and power. Lore-wise, Kuva Liches are nearly impossible to kill, returning from the dead and adapting to their killers. A Kuva Lich armed with the Kuva Ogress or Kuva Nuker would behave as a single-unit wrecking ball capable of slaughtering massive amounts of Orcs, including knobs and war bosses. Psychic resistance. Liches are not just enhanced clones. They are mutated, potentially resisting the chaotic, low-level psychic gestalt field that Orcs generate. The Grineer disadvantage, the Daka factor. Despite the advantage that the Grineer have, the Grineer do face some similar major challenges. The Gestalt field. If the Orcs are in a massive wog, their collective subconscious belief that more Daka wins battles means their scrap metal guns become more effective the more they believe in it. Orc adaptability. Orcs thrive on fighting stronger opponents. They evolve and get smarter, larger, the longer it lasts. Numbers. While Grineer are numerous, spanning multiple systems, the orcs are often considered the most numerous species in the 40K galaxy. Short term, the Grineer make... Alright, so here's the summary of the outcome, guys. The Grineer make massive gains. The combination of fire and disciplined, heavy armor tactics allows them to push back orc invasions, incinerating spores and neutralizing standard warbands with ease. Long term, the war becomes a total stalemate or a slow, agonizing victory for the Grineer. The Grineer's ability to sterilize the battlefield with fire and Kubelic's solves 40K's universe's biggest problem, the infinite regeneration of orcs. Crucial factor. If the Grineer cannot kill the orc wall bosses quickly, the Wog will eventually grow to such a size where orcs' mental reality warping powers will allow them to survive the fire and destroy the Grineer's industrial bases. Ultimately, this specialized Grineer army with incinerators and liches has a much better chance than a standard Astra Militarum force at eradicating an orc presence, but only if they can maintain the logistical nightmare of fighting a fire-based war on a galactic scale. Basically, I could say the Grineer would win. They would win, more likely.
Don't forget, you also got the Xmas units too that can create fire
they
as
already mentioned that. Oh man, the Grineer fighting the orcs. That would be a hell of a battle, dude. Like, we already know that the orcs are an absolute pain in the ass to fight. I mean, I've heard in the lore, in the 40K games, that they are basically like, well, they're not like orcs. They're unique. Did you see the picture yet?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think of it?
It looked good.
Okay, how about this one? Back up all this. What about... You pick a Warframe. One that we haven't used yet.
Have we used the one that uses the radiation pillars?
Corvex?
Have we used him yet?
We could try him. Corvex, lore accurate Corvex, and I'll pick. Ooh. Who would complement Corvex? I could use Dante.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how about Dante?
Because aren't those like two buddies? Aren't they like buddies or something?
I have no idea.
We're to fight the Straw Hat Pirates. We're to fight the Straw Hat Pirates from One Piece. Wait, I gotta do from Warframe with Dante. Warframe. Plot armor. Bitch. And, wait. Armor and gag armor is disabled, and it is a fight to the death. This will be interesting. In a fight to the death, where plot and gag armor is disabled, Lorac, Corvix, and Dante possess a significant advantage in sustainability, area denial, and existential threats. Despite being outnumbered, Lorac Warframes act as void god puppets, capable of far more destruction than shown in games. Or in game. However, the Straw Hat's speed, hockey and fans' physical strength, and versatile hats like Law and Robin present a serious challenge. The combatants, the Corvex, The Nuclear Custodian, a sentient, massive concrete golem that generates intense radiation, status negating shields, and high-density radiation-heavy walls. Dante, the Storyteller, a master of void magic and conceptual manipulation using a floating grimoire, capable of creating massive overguard shields, summoning avian constructs, and using tragedy to immensely proc all status damage. Straw Hat Pirates are extremely fast, capable of destroying landscapes, utilizing advanced armament, internal destruction, and future sight observation. Surviving, alright, fight analysis, no plot armor or gag armor deathmatch. Surviving the initial blitz. Without plot armor, the Straw Hobbits are vulnerable to surprise long-range assaults and environmental hazards. If Dante immediately casts Triumph and Decimetric Guard, the Warframes gain a massive pool of overguard that protects them from status effects and hockey-based debuffs. Radiation and crowd control from Corvex. Corvex's chakra pillars create permanent and vulnerable zones of intense radiation that causes confusion or friendly fire. Without luck, characters like Nami, Usopp, and potentially Chopper are neutralized by the mental confusion and environmental hazard alone. Hacks versus Void Magic. Dante. Dante can use Tragedy to instantly inflict damage from slash procs applied by his Noctro book. This bypasses physical armor, targeting them directly. The death conditions. Warframes, they can be killed if their somatic link is broken, but they often act as autonomous, immortal, adjacent war machines. Straw Hats. Without gag armor, they can be killed by lethal high-tech weaponry. Frankie was once killed by an explosion in his backstory. Luffy was nearly dead multiple times. Key matchup dynamics. Dante versus Law and Robin. Law's room amputation can bypass physical durability, but Dante's void tongue magic is conceptual. If Dante can rewrite the space within the room, he may be able to counter the Law. He may actually be able to counter Law. Ooh, that's scary as fuck. And I know how powerful Trafalgar Law is in the show. Let's see. Corvex versus Zoro and Sanji. Zoro's advanced Conqueror's Haki can damage the Warframes. However, Corvex's Dissymmetric Guard, pre-stacking, prevents them from being easily damaged by conventional attacks. The radiation hazard from Corvex's fourth ability, Crucible Blast, could cause severe sickness in the pirates. Luffy versus the Void. Gear 5 provides immense power, but without plot convenience, he cannot hold the form indefinitely. Dante's ability to create birds from page flight can serve as distraction and damage, while Corvex acts as an immovable tank. The final verdict. Dante and Corvex win through high difficulty. Without plot armor, the Straw Hats are fragile to the extreme hacks and environmental damage the Warframes have to deliver. Dante's ability to create massive regenerating overguard shields prevents the initial speed blitz. Corvex's ability to turn a battlefield into a radioactive death trap combined with Dante's immense damage procs.
Alright, it'll cost us, but I have plenty of friends with extra chemicals laying around.
Let's see. Tragedy. They will eventually wear down the highest ranking pirates.
Talk soon.
And it says here, will eventually wear them down, even the highest ranking pirates. They have no way to heal from continuous high level radioactive damage. The fight ends when the Straw Hat Pirates succumb to radiation poisoning or direct void damage from the Grimoire. In other words, the two Warframes win. Yep. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream, and thank you guys for watching. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.